Hello, respected viewers. I'm George from Ireland, and this is going to be a video about Sir Mancherjee Bhownaggree. I hope I pronounced his name correctly. But anyway, there is his last resting place. Now, the way it's spelt on his tombstone is not the way you usually see it spelt. Because of the light, unfortunately, it's reflecting over much, so you shan't be able to make it out. It's Mancherjee Bhownaggree. So Bhownaggree was the first Conservative member of Parliament to be elected in the UK who was of Asian descent. So Bhownaggree was born in Mumbai, then it was called Bombay in 1851. So he's from a Parsee family, and this is the Parsee cemetery in Brookwood near London. Anyway, his father was a very prosperous merchant, so Bhownaggree went to Elphinstone College in Mumbai. Elphinstone, named after Lord Elphinstone, an earlier Governor General of India. And then he went up to Bombay University. He became a journalist. So he was superb at that. You know, he spoke Gujarati. I'm not sure which other Indian languages he spoke, if any, because the Parsis had lived in Gujarat for centuries. It was only the 18th century they started to gravitate towards Mumbai, when that became an important British trading post. He later translated one of Queen Victoria's books, Life in the Highlands, about her holidays in Scotland. He translated that into Gujarati. Anyway, he came hither, and he was called to the Bar of England and Wales, which say he could practice as a barrister, could practice in India, but I think he spent the rest of his life here. So eventually, in 1895, he was elected Member of Parliament for Bethnal Green North, Bethnal Green being an area of London, the eastern part of the city, a fairly poor part of the city. The notorious Cray twins, gangsters, were prominent there in the 1950s and 1960s. But anyway, that's long before Bhownagree's time. So in 1895, he was elected to Parliament as a Conservative, and he was known for his vociferation in favour of the British Raj. He thought it was a many splendid thing and ought to continue in perpetuity. Not everybody liked him. He was later knighted. That's why he's Sir Mancherjee Bhownaggree, not Mr. Bhownaggree. So he's got a higher title than ordinary people, and he was made a Knight Commander of the Indian Empire. That was sort of his knighthood, but it was for his lifetime only. It didn't pass to his son. So and he lost his seat in 1906 in the Liberal landslide. So he was the second person of Asian stock to be elected to the British Parliament, the first being Dadabhai Naoroji. The redoubtable Naoroji was elected for, if I got it right, is it Finsbury Park, that area of London, which is in the northern part of the city, in 1892, but he quickly lost his seat. So Naoroji, people had quipped that he was a narrow majority, as he won by about 3 votes. Naoroji was praising the British Raj, but somewhat critical. He's the first one who articulated the drain, so that too much of wealth is leaving India. India owes the UK something for the beneficences bestowed upon the subcontinent, but he also thought that the UK was taking too much, whereas Bhownaggree was very different. So Indian nationalists subsequently labelled him with the opprobrious sobriquet Bow and Agree, or else Bow the Knee. And in the First World War, he was a liaison officer for some of the Indian Army in the United Kingdom, and he remained a zealous advocate of the British Raj. He died in 1933. He's interred here, as I showed, because you can't have towers of silence here. Now, there's a Bhownaggree across the way, who is his son, who died in 1900 at the age of 26. Just across the aisle, so that's him. And I think, I'm not sure Dadabhai Naoroji died in this country or returned to India. I know he's very famous, and they provoked the most intense interest in Hindustan, and I saw the statue of him in Mumbai when I was there in 1999. Right, that is enough about Bhownaggree. Ooh, you see the choo-choo train going right by? There it is, there it is. So you people will get the train right from Waterloo Station in the heart of London to here, and there was a special Necropolis station bring the coffins by train to here. All right, that's enough about Bhownaggree. Toodaloo.